Hey folks, I told you earlier about an incident that happened with my neighbor, and um, I always try to like self-analyze like everything, and I, I'm struggling with a few things internally here in that crisis situation. Um, so I just thought I'd share them with you. I knew this is a common practice in any type of law enforcement situations where if there was a shooting or anything that where there's any type of crisis situation, it always gets reevaluated, and people always try and tell you, you should have done this better and this. So um, I'm trying to reevaluate my day with my neighbor's crisis, and I, I I kid you not, for the last hour and a half or whatever it's been, uh, when that original video posted, it took a long time for it to load. It was probably like over an hour because I had some other things loading and stuff. But so I, I'm kind of I'm very very jittery because I feel like I, I feel like I did a good deed, but I feel like I potentially could have made the situation worse. And I'm going to tell you why. Um, all I know is that, and I need to clarify one thing too, by the way, because when I posted that earlier video, I like my brain was so fried with all the actions that took place, during that previous hour or whatever. Um, I was totally caught off guard because it's Sunday afternoon. I'm just chilling and relaxing. So when I came around the corner, I probably didn't make this totally accurate in the first reencountment or whatever you want to call it. When I came around the corner, there was a Hispanic male trying to lift up the vehicle, and I somehow I left that out of the story. I don't know. I had so much crap running through my brain that um, he was like somewhere a nearby neighbor. I had never met him before, and he responded quicker than I did, so I thank him for that. I don't even know his name. I may go out tomorrow and seek out who he is or whatever. But so that part of the story was not portrayed accurately, and I don't know. I was just stressed out when I was telling the story. But when I came around the corner, this Hispanic male was trying to lift the vehicle, which I honored him for that because, like 30 years ago, I might have been a little bit stronger, but I still I already knew about this guy's vehicle, and I already saw how it was sitting so low. I pretty much knew, like, yeah, this system's not going to help. Um, but the guy, I honor and commend this guy for just doing the right thing. That guy was, um, he deserves a medal because I would say he's in his mid 30s maybe, and he's out there trying to save a guy's life. So you can never fault anybody for trying to save a man's life. And he heard the screams. He lived nearby. He responded. He's doing everything he can do. So when I turned the corner, I also saw that, and then I heard Marvin screaming for a 2x4. I knew that was going to snap. I knew that was failure. So I went around to the driver's side of the house, which he has a lot of stuff under that little overhang. He's a handyman, so he did have like a bunch of stuff. I honestly I reacted so quickly. I didn't have time to really analyze, like, what's at my disposal. All I know is a man was screaming for his life, and um, I saw a hand truck and a piece of pipe. Ironically, later, after I thought about this whole episode in the evening, the piece of pipe that I had, it was actually the handle of a floor jack. So, like, I know that car sits so low when it's the hydraulics are not in it. I don't think, even if I did have the jack portion of it, that we could have gotten underneath it. I honestly, I don't know, but I've been feeling very, very uneasy about my my actions during that period of crisis. So I'm going to tell you why. I know you're all going to say, like, oh, everything turned out well, and you know, I feel that way as well. But I'm thinking, like, when I had that, it's just a basic, like, two-wheel hand truck. It's got a little lip, I don't know, 10 inches or whatever it is. And when I grabbed that, my first instinct was to pretty much alleviate pressure off of his head. So I tried to get it. I probably got it in there on maybe like a, I don't know, 40-degree angle, 45-degree angle if I was lucky. And I was pretty much trying to relieve pressure off of his head. So when that was all I even thought about, let me just test the limits of this thing. I thought about trying to work it up further, but as I told you in the first video, my other neighbor, he suggested I use the metal pipe as the leverage bar on the rubber wheel. So right away I realized, like, that's pretty damn smart. I forget what I said to him, but I may have used another word that started with an F, but because I was really stressed out, and this was all happening so quickly. I'm like, oh crap! But like I said, we finally got my neighbor out. Looks like he's going to survive. I know he's going to have probably a little bit of a rough road ahead of him, to some degree. Hopefully, it's not too rough. But I was feeling jittery all evening. And it's I don't know. I'm looking at my computer now. It's like 7:19. I don't know when this happened. Like 3 or 4 o'clock. I'd probably like. All I keep thinking to myself is, like, just work with me, people. I'm not, like, I keep thinking about that hand truck. If I had tried to lift that up, and that weld broke, which was my initial thought, that weld might not hold, because I wasn't trying to lift it up like 3 or 4 inches. I was just trying to get some alleviation off of his skull and his brain. The more I thought about it afterwards, if that weld had broken, that would have just like bounced on his cranium and potentially killed him. So I've been struggling this evening because I always feel like I have pretty good instincts in crisis situations, but as I always like to self-analyze, and I just keep thinking, like, man, this guy could have died because of something I was trying to do in his favor. And I don't know. I'm really struggling with that. And I feel very, very jittery inside. like I'm very uneasy with myself because I consider myself to be smarter than that. But I kid you not, it was like seconds. I was trying to, and I may not even post this video, but it, it, it I'm feeling very uneasy in my belly. I think he's going to survive. I'm pretty confident he's going to survive. I don't think he's going to have any long-term effects of this incident. But I feel like, man, if I had tried to force that a little bit higher, maybe an inch, and that weld could have broken, and then it would have like slammed and compressed on his head, I might have made the situation worse. So I'm just feeling uneasy, and I hope there's a lot of homesteaders and farmers out there that, they're pretty resourceful and they know like how to snap to things real quick. So anybody who out there who wants to comment positive or negative way, I'm open for it. I just know, man, I just life just isn't, it's not, I don't know how do I want to say this. Life is a gift and you shouldn't take it for granted. But I just feel like, man, that whole, I know there's a Good Samaritan Act, and I was trying to help my neighbor, but I could have made the situation worse. And there was basically my other neighbor who physically could not help, which was fine, but he had the mental aptitude to give me the advice to make it be executed where we could do this. There was the other Hispanic male who, like, when I literally came around the corner, he was trying to lift the vehicle. So I don't know how much that like sponge effect, if you know what I mean, like going up and down, like helped or hurt Marvin. But the dude was trying, man. Like, my hat's off to anybody that, 30 years ago, I might have been better positioned to lift it up a little bit better. But I'm way past that zone right now. But I don't know. I'm just struggling a little bit. I always try and execute in my brain, like, what did you do right? What did you do wrong? And those are kind of some of my thoughts. It happens so damn quick that I'm kind of struggling because just, he has kids, he has a girlfriend, and he's got all this stuff going on in his life, and he's trying to do better. He's always getting vehicles, trying, upgrade them, and he's just a hustler. I mean, when I say hustler, I mean, he's a guy out there trying to make a difference in the world. And I'm like, man, what if that one thing I did with the hand truck, what if that ended his life? So I'm kind of struggling. But hopefully in the next 24 to 48 hours, I'll know more about Marvin's health, and I'll feel better. But I don't know how to describe this. It's just me just being anal. I'm so jittery inside my stomach right now. And literally, like, I feel, I've had ulcers before, like many moons ago, and I feel like I'm about to get another ulcer because I can't help thinking like I almost made a major mistake in trying to do a positive thing. But all right, we'll see if I post this. I probably won't post. If I do post it tonight, it's going to be late. I may do it in the morning. Just found out my mom's husband's going to hospice, so that's another whole other story. But all right, folks, just I encourage everybody to definitely go out there and learn CPR, first aid, and things of that. Just I always say things of that nature, so that's what I do. But it's very important to have some education on first aid and safety basics in life. So I know it's helped me minimum of 3 times to help save my own life. A couple other times, save some other people. But um, just get out there and learn. It's never going to hurt. Never going to hurt. Anyway, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm sorry if I rambled. I'm just feeling very uneasy, very jittery, and I'm going to end the video. Thank you.